Okay, let's move on to the big story of the day. And I was saving this for last for a reason. Um, Ike Pertmutter. He has been with Disney for the better part of, I would say, over 10 years, more like 15 years. He's no longer there. Ike Pertmutter is gone. And that's a huge, huge thing. And this comes from Variety. So, Disney absorbs Marvel Entertainment and layoffs. Dismisses Ike Perlmutter. Disney's cutting cost measures have reacted to the top echelons of the company. Ike Perlmutter, chairman of Marvel Entertainment, has been laid off, as is division, which is separate from Marvel Studios, is absorbed into other units of Disney. Along with Perlmutter, Marvel's Entertainment co-president Rob Steffens and chief counsel John Turturns were also dismissed. Dan Buckley, president of the division, is staying and will report to Marvel Studios chief Kevin Feige. Disney spokesman confirmed the departures to Variety. The 80-year-old Perlmutter, who owns a considerable share in Disney stock, the 80-year-old who owns a Perlmutter, who owns a considerable share in Disney stock, was at the center of the activist investor Nelson Pert's months-long fight to join Disney's board. Variety reported in February that Perlmutter's backing of Pert's was due to, at least in part, of the CEO Bob Iger's decision to sever Perlmutter's control of Marvel Studios in 2015, which eventually reduced Marvel Entertainment to not much more than consumer products and comic book publishing. Basically, he got downgraded and demoted. Pertz ended his proxy battle in February after Iger announced his plan to reduce costs by $5.5 billion, which included reducing the workforce by 7,000 employees, as well as the expected return of the dividend paid for shareholders by the end of 2023. The decision to dismiss Perlmutter as part of Disney's cost-cutting measure is ironic, considering the executive's infamous reputation for pinching pennies, from holding Marvel Studios press junkets in Disney offices to forcing employees to reuse office supplies. Perlmutter sold Marvel to Disney in 2009 for $4 billion. He'll be all right financially, I think. A figure that the company has recouped several times over as Marvel has become a box office behemoth that dominated the industry in the 2010s. He first took control of Marvel Entertainment in the 90s, when the comic book publisher was in the throes of bankruptcy and folded into Toy Biz, the toy company co-ran by Perlmutter and Avi Arad. Okay, so let's talk about this. A couple of things. Number one, okay, this guy has been there for a long, long time. He'll be fine. He's 80 years old. He has enough money to, do whatever he wants for as long as he wants. That's not the issue. The bigger issue, okay, is he was having a major battle with Iger to basically get somebody on the board. And so that's long gone. But there's another major issue here, okay? And that was, he was the person that actually held up films. And when I say held up, I mean stopped from being produced. Films like Black Panther and Captain Marvel. Now, what do those have in common? A, they all made $1 billion. Okay, those two films made $1 billion over. Okay, Captain Marvel made, 1.1, and Black Panther, if it didn't make $1 billion, it was very close to making $1 billion. But the diversity of it, and that's the important thing. Now that he's gone, the door is open. The door is wide open, and Feige has nothing to worry about. The fact that Disney's cutting all these jobs by the end of this year, okay, is going to tell you something. He has to now do cleanup of what Chapek was there for. Look, I think Marvel will be fine. I think Disney will be fine. They are in a shitstorm right now. I'm not going to lie to you. They are in a very, very bad place because you've got the Victoria Alonso debacle, which is going on as we speak. Okay, Jonathan Majors got charged just the other day, and he is supposed to be the future of this next phase, which is going to lead to a lot of questions. I mean, you have to. I don't think there's any dispute. If this is true, what he did, you have to recast Kang. There's no other way around it. The problem is, what do you do about like Loki season 2? Do you shelve it, or do you, because according to reports, Jonathan Majors was supposed to have more of an involvement. You're not going to go back and reshoot it, okay? I can't imagine that. Anyways, but the fact is that he's gone, and it's a good thing. And cutting costs is Iger's doing what he has to do, and this is why he got to be able to run one of the greatest companies in the world for 15 years. Disney is just, when he was the CEO, they were giants, absolute giants. So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, the next couple of things they've got to worry about, as I said, are the Victoria Alonso lawsuit and the Jonathan Majors debacle. And as those develop through everything else, I'll bring them to you here on the channel, and we'll have a discussion about it and everything else. That's all I got today.